cat's opening my door. Tootie. Okay. Hello, Robert Randall here. With a very odd and unique one. What else is new? They're all odd and unique, but that tends to be what I go for. This is a Vega, but it's not. Vega's a company with a very storied history. They're from the East Coast, Northeast. I think they're, boy, I'm just going off the top of my head here, but I think they're either Boston, New York, somewhere in there. And they made banjos and guitars and mandolins and mandolin family instruments. And they're very well regarded, especially in the pre-war era. And this is a post-war one, which is still a wonderful guitar, and for very interesting reasons, because by this period in their history, they're having Harmony supply bodies to them to make their guitars. So this is a Harmony body. I forget what the model is. It's like a H string of numbers, but a nice Harmony body. And then they would make necks. So this is a Vega neck on a Harmony body. It's a ladder braced guitar. Very thin spruce top. I think solid mahogany back and sides. These could be laminate. I'm not sure. But this is an excellent sounding guitar with a really great neck, because Vega made excellent necks. So it's sort of like the best version of this Harmony you could get. I'm pretty sure Vega did all the finish work. I think they probably got raw bodies. I think Vega probably put on this really fancy celluloid pickguard that's on this thing. And possibly this bridge. Someone, if you know more about these, if someone out there is really devoted to these Harmonies, let me know in what ways they differ. But a really beautiful, probably I'm thinking early 60s Vega here. These are FT90 are the models of these. And when this one came to me, I got it because I'm just interested in all things Vega. And it looked like a really compelling instrument to me. But when I got it, someone had done, and probably a few people, had done some repairs over the years to this guitar. Somebody reset the neck, and it has a wonderful, nice low action. It plays really, really beautifully. And I think they probably put new frets in it. In fact, I'm sure they did. They changed the saddle to a drop-in saddle, because you can see there are little filled bits of rosewood here and here, and actually intonated it a little bit better. And they really honked on the truss rod to the point where the truss rod had gotten stuck. The truss rod nut had gotten stuck, and the neck was sort of in this crazy back bow. So the thing was not playing well. The action was weird. Whoever had put the saddle in had put it in odd. It was very high on the bass side, very low on the treble side. And so I went to all these lengths to try to loosen the nut on the truss rod and just loosen the whole thing so it could just be a straight neck and not crazy backbowed. And I went through a little bit of drama, and I had kind of a rough day just trying to get a tool that would fit into this little tiny slot. And I made a video of me struggling and sort of, playing it up a little bit. Me trying to loosen the nut here. And I posted this fun video, take a look at this, and it blew up like no other thing I've ever made has. Hundreds of thousands of people viewed it. If you show yourself struggling with tools on social media, you get a lot of engagement, I've come to find out, from all sorts of very unique men. It's all men, let's be frank here, that have all sorts of opinions on how you should do something. But I ended up making some tools and doing stuff. I made a whole video about how I ended up getting this truss rod all loosened up, and it loosened up fine once I got it. I messed with the frets And what else did I do? I shaped the saddle so it was, you know, more of a consistent action. And now it is playing really wonderfully, all up and down the neck. Intonates really, really well. It's a pretty killer ladder braced guitar. And you know, there's a tendency these days with these Harmony bodies to take the back off of them, rip out all of the ladder braces, and X-brace them, because these are really beautiful spruce tops. I think this probably red spruce, like Adirondack spruce, and beautiful mahogany bodies. And you get, I guess in the case of this one, it would be like a O.M. Martin from type deal when you rebrace it. But I think, you know, with something this nice, there's no real reason to do that, because O.M. Martins exist, and this has its own unique flavor of sound. And I think to a novice guitar player, I don't know if they would really clock the difference all that much between this and a similar X-braced instrument. I can tell, you know, there are little differences. I'm not even going to delve into what's different about X-braced and ladder-braced guitars, because they're all different. Like one ladder-braced guitar, this one, or this one, or this one over here, none of those ladder-braced guitars have a specific, like, ooh, that's a ladder-braced sound. They just sound like good guitars to me, to my ears. And this one doesn't have any structural problems that would lead me to monkeying, adding any braces or anything like that. It's domed an acceptable amount and hasn't really potato chipped in this area. So why mess with a good thing? Because I think this is a really good thing. I think there are instances where it makes sense to X-brace a ladder-braced guitar. Say they're really messed up, all the braces are falling out, or they're a particularly overbuilt one. There are ones where the braces are huge and there are too many of them. By all means, and you know what, there are a lot of Harmony guitars. If someone wants to do it, fine, but I think it's cool that this one's intact and is a really unique playing experience, I think. Cool open gear tuners, old vintage open gear tuners. You know, like so many of these have, the upper posts are a little bent in places. I don't tend to mess around with trying to straighten them, because you can create all sorts of problems. That's the problems for other people who like to do that sort of thing. But they function. Again, if it works, don't fix it. So if you're looking for a vintage guitar, like this is an old guitar now. This is what, like a 60, is that right? 60-ish, 50 something. It's an old guitar now. and in really wonderful shape, and it has that old guitar sound and look and feel. It's got cool lacquer checking, you know, which people, look, You don't have to distress this guitar. It's pre-distressed, but the neck still feels good, and it's not like marked up or gross or have big missing chips in any of the area where your hands are. Great, beautiful, round 60s neck without it being a handful. It's just a wonderful instrument, and you can get this one for relatively cheap for a vintage guitar like this. I mean, compared to a Gibson or a Martin from this period, this is a steal. And it has something that those guitars don't have. Those guitars have something that this doesn't have, but that's the beautiful thing. They're different, they're unique, and they should be celebrated for that. So anyway, that's the lowdown on this guy. Thanks for watching.